How did you respond after your ex wanted you back after leaving you? Let's listen to the people. Story 1. I told her I can't be with her again after knowing how she really feels about me. Then she started crying and saying she couldn't stand me being alone without her. But for some reason, this really made me upset. All I could say was, why are you crying? I'll be fine without you. This is what you wanted. Well, reasonable response. Something I would have said. Story 2. Ran into my ex a couple months after she broke it off with someone else. We ran into each other at a bar. She approached me while I was buying drinks and made some comment about the girl I was there with. She then said something like, if it doesn't work out or you get bored with her, hit me up. I laughed and said, okay. She asked if I was being sarcastic. I was, and walked away after that. Well, someone must feel like James Bond. Batman. Yeah, Batman's cooler. Batman. Story 3. My wife left me for some fat neo-Nazi skinhead meth dealer. It was definitely a blow to my ego. I had just moved to a new state and I had just started a new job. It took me about 6 months to get my shit together and quit beating myself up. I became a star employee at the job, lost about 20 pounds, got custody of the kids, and got a new girlfriend. About a year goes by and the girlfriend and I break it off. It wasn't an angry breakup, I just didn't have a ton of time for her since I had my kids. Well, my ex-wife finds out I broke it off with her. She comes strolling over to my place while the kids are at school. She breaks open a bag of chips and starts rattling off a list of a bunch of things I need to change about myself if I want to get back with her. A few months pass in silence. I laugh, open my door and tell her to get out. The look on her face crushed expectations, failed dreams. I still laugh when I think about it. Well, you are a really mean dude, but yeah, she deserved it. She deserved it. Story 4. Texted me one day and said, you have permission to ask me out again. What? No, I'm not saying what, like that's what he actually replied. What? And didn't say anything after that. So, story 5. My girlfriend and I had a great laugh at the text my ex sent me. I know you don't want to be with her. Come back to me. I love you. She broke up with me due to her cheating on me. Text came 6 months later. Whoa, that's something. Story 6. Said I missed her at makeup ex and then told her that I couldn't do it. It was how she broke up with me. And I wanted her to know how I... Okay, that was smart. That one was smart. Story 6. She broke up with me because I got glasses and wasn't attractive enough for her. A few years later and I'm wearing contacts and had grown into myself a little better. And suddenly she's texting me again. Ironic thing is she was recently single because she gained weight and her boyfriend didn't find her attractive anymore. I just laughed at the Schadenfreude. I laughed at the Schadenfreude and told her to stop contacting me. Well, big words for a big man. Next story. Ran into her at the bar after 6 months of no contact while she was out with some dude the other night. Almost ran away from her. Had that flight response for sure. She grabbed my arm and said, please talk to me. Chatted with her for 5 minutes. Left her and went to another bar and then got home where she called me and we talked until 4 a.m. Next afternoon, agreed to hang out with her and she was all over me and I was holding back. Dropped her off at her place and by some miracle, didn't bang her as she got completely naked and kissing me all over. Well, went home to ice the boys down, get a call from the county jail. It was her asking for a ride. After I left, she got into a fight with her mom and assaulted her. Picked her up and told her that I can't ever hang out with you like that ever again. She nodded and I dropped her off. Kept in touch with her since I think it was like I was like the only guy who cared for her, but didn't want anything out of her. And by anything, I mean sex. She told me she was going to move to the West Coast one day and I agreed to hang out with her. He ended up crying all over me, saying how much she loved me and messed up and how she didn't ever want to lose me in her life. I promised her that I'd always be there for her. While she was on the West Coast, we ended up talking on the phone on a daily basis, quite frequently. She was a great friend. One morning on the way to work, I realized I didn't hear from her the night before. I called her phone and it was disconnected. I did find it odd, but didn't think too much of it. Get home from work and I get a call from a friend who was friends with her mutual friends on Facebook, as I never friended her on Facebook after our breakup, saying, "Dude, she died. She overdosed on too much booze and pills." He didn't realize that I was still talking to her on a daily basis. The thing floored me. I thought back to that night at the bar and how I would have missed out on the last year of her life if I had ran out instead of actually talking to her and just being there for her. Sometimes, no matter how or why they left you, it's not a bad idea to just be there for someone. I wish I could have been there more somehow. Maybe she would still be here. Well, damn. Well, that's pretty deep and pretty emotional. Probably she actually did love you. She was just an addict. You know, when you get addicted to something, it messes with your brain, man. You just don't function like you normally would. Last story, she was sitting there, pregnant with some other dude's kid, and asked for us to get back together. Well, sucks to be you. Truly, it does suck to be her. It's the audacity for me. It's nothing but the audacity for me. How can you be pregnant with another dude's kid and still come back to your ex? Different stories from different places, different regions, different time zones. If you're interested in more videos like this, like, subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell for when we upload more videos. There are a lot more videos, I assure you. Thank you for watching. See you next time.